Fortitude under stress, a dedication to operational safety, and above all else, a profound respect for the remarkable animals under our care. Such are the principles that guide Site B Game Wardens in the day-to-day management of this unparalleled wildlife preserve. As a game warden at Site B, you are the first in line providing stewardship over a controlled ecological environment unlike anywhere else on Earth. To be among the first in history to study these animals alive is a tremendous responsibility. Their colossal size and astonishing quickness present a complicated challenge for even the most experienced animal handlers. However awe-inspiring, it is important to emphasize they are indeed animals, and as we learn from them, we expect our routine interaction to embed in their experience as dependents living in our controlled world. In today's video, we will overview the different biomes in the preserve and introduce you to your post. Most importantly, we will cover the core responsibilities of game warden teams while on duty at Site B, examining the protocol established to fulfill these responsibilities safely and thoroughly. The geography of Isla Sorna supports two biomes between the northern highlands and the lower river valley, loosely divided by the ridge road that runs parallel with a significant elevation drop, northwest to southeast across the island. The worker village post presides over the northern highlands, a temperate microclimate defined by thick coniferous rainforest, not easily navigated by game warden teams. A small river fed by the mountain range in the northeastern corner of the island bends east to west through the region. Animal activity in the highlands is generally centered around the game trail, an open field with thinning grass south of the river. In the current phase of Site B operations, Mamenchisaurus, Parasaurolophus, Triceratops, Pachycephalosaurus, and Gallimimus compose the herd in this biome. The Embryonics post serves the river valley. The considerably lower elevation here governs the tropical climate that permeates the majority of Isla Sorna. The river runs north to south, fed from mountain ranges in the northwest through the Aviary, and joined from the northeast by the Highland River waterfall in the northern canyon. The lush vegetation in this biome currently supports a herd of Brachiosaurus, Stegosaurus, Corythosaurus, and Maiasaura. Cultivating the managed ecosystem at Site B is an around-the-clock operation. Field game wardens are on call 24 hours a day, 7 days a week in rotating 12-hour shifts. Each game warden post is fitted with its own living quarters, mess hall, and lounge area. The communications tower receives calls from the high hide and dispatches teams into the preserve accordingly. During downtime between runs in the preserve, they're expected to fulfill daily checklists to maintain a uniform cleanliness of the post, take inventory of equipment, and report any vehicle maintenance needed before the next dispatch. A game warden team is only as effective as its driver, a critical role given the unusually large and nimble animals at Site B. Drivers are responsible for putting the team in the right position to complete a given task safely and efficiently. Navigating the rugged terrain on Isla Sorna often demands a degree of patience, especially off of the main roadways. In the highlands, it is important to note the marked access points along the service road to gain entry to the game trail, where the majority of routine status checks are performed. Inclement weather is a common occurrence on Isla Sorna. When conditions are wet, always drive at half speed and take turns carefully to avoid losing control of the vehicle. Unless it is an emergency, it is advised to suspend all tasks requiring contact with animals until the weather is cleared, as some animals have shown more volatile behavior in stormy conditions. In the presence of animals, situational awareness is crucial, as close encounters with multiple animals, often of differing species, will be common. Make note of each animal, their presumed threat level, and their proximity to the vehicle while in the area of operation. Your first priority is to drive to protect them, yourself, and your colleagues. A driver committed to safe driving practices, who is always in touch with their surroundings, returns their team to base safely after every run. Ranger posts in the preserve collect motion data from nearby animals and provide assistance to game wardens performing routine status checks. While executing a status check, it is important to maintain a safe distance so as not to disrupt animal activity or provoke aggression. Most of the herbivores are relatively docile. The Triceratops, Stegosaurs, and Pachycephalosaurus, however, have shown a tendency to engage with game warden teams and must be approached with a high level of caution. Before checking on these animals, it is key to have a withdrawal route planned and prepare to abort the check at the first sign an animal may begin charging the vehicle. Return later to attempt the check again from a further distance. When the check is complete, radio all relevant data to the high hide and proceed to the next task. Sometimes an animal or group of animals will stray from their established territory and risk becoming distressed. As soon as this is recognized by the high hide, a game warden team will be dispatched to wrangle and herd them back to their territory using audible commands. Early in infancy, herbivores are trained to respond to two basic commands while being raised in holding pens at the hatchery. A long whistle summons the animal to your location, while a short whistle signals to send them in a given direction. Upon reaching their destination, additional observation is required to ensure they rejoin their population group. Herding is also useful in harvesting operations, which we will cover later in this video. Carnivores, however, do not respond to herding prompts. Thankfully, we have discovered another way to lead these especially formidable creatures. While carnivores ignore auditory signals, we have found they are quite responsive to visual stimuli. First used to signal pickup and landing zones for transport teams, Chief Game Warden Robert Muldoon discovered Tyrannosaurs could be led and distracted using signal flares. The same method was tested with Velociraptor and Dilophosaurus with consistent results. As such, every game warden is issued a 12-gauge flare pistol to temporarily stun and lead carnivores when necessary. In the current phase of Site B operations, there are two separate Velociraptor packs, one pair of Carnotaurus, and a pair of Tyrannosaurs active in remote territories in the preserve. The Highland Raptor pack is kept southwest of the worker village, at the forest edge of the open field to its south, while the pack in the river valley is held in the wetland area west of the Embryonics compound. The Carnotaurus are being raised south of the worker village, and the Tyrannosaurs are wedged in the western canyon paddock near the Aviary. For the time being, each population group is fed a diet of domestic goats and carefully monitored from a distance. Extreme caution is advised while entering carnivore territory. Prior to engagement, a carefully planned withdrawal route is essential. Aggression is hardwired into their DNA, and they will attack unless properly distracted. Always approach with flare pistol drawn and ready to deploy on first sight. Aim the pistol within an approximate 20-meter radius of the animal and wait until they are entirely focused on the discharged flare to perform a status check or feeder restock. Upon task completion, carefully follow the planned withdrawal. Do not panic. Game wardens who remain composed in these situations are best equipped to adjust when the operation does not go exactly as planned. As long as we follow protocol, these interactions will remain routine. Harvest operations are executed when an animal or population group is ready to be relocated to their enclosure at the Nublar facility. They require coordination from combined air and ground units, often with the undivided attention of both game warden posts. ground units utilize herding techniques to corral animals out in the open, making easier targets to tranquilize for capture teams in the air. Once all targets are down, ground teams move in to secure the area and prepare animals for transport. The tranquilized animals are restrained, given an additional sedative, and loaded aboard the SS Venture light cargo ship for the 75 nautical mile journey to Isla Nublar. During the roughly 7-hour voyage, sedated animals are closely monitored by veterinary staff until they're declared stable and alert in their paddock at Jurassic Park. Special data collection missions facilitated by the Animal Research Division require game warden escort in the preserve. In these situations, the same protocol adhered to while performing status checks is advised. Occasionally, these missions need to be executed on foot to ensure the animal is not disturbed by the presence of a vehicle, producing the most accurate result to advance their species profile. In such case, the highest level of caution and a clear withdrawal plan is required. Game wardens reserve full authority to terminate data collection if the conditions are unfavorable. On behalf of John Hammond and inaugural Chief Game Warden Robert Muldoon, welcome to Isla Sorna and congratulations on your selection to the Game Warden Division at Site B. We hope this brief video outline of the position has energized you and provides an appropriate expectation as you begin training in the field with your new team. To protect and further our knowledge of this iconic clade of animal life is truly invaluable work, not only to InGen, but to mankind itself. So long as we face every day in the preserve with unwavering courage, discipline, and respect, there is no telling what secrets we may uncover about the history of this planet and how to better secure our future on it.